Hi, this is Dr. Brandy Maynard from GiftedResources.com. We develop technologically savvy teachers who use the best differentiation strategies coupled with the best online learning tools to transform learning for gifted students. Have you ever been outside of the group? Perhaps you've experienced this by having a strong political or religious view that goes against the majority. Perhaps you were the only person of color in your group, or you have a different sexual orientation. You may have been living in poverty in a wealthy area or the only one within the group who didn't believe in God. Perhaps your experience was being the only single person in a group of friends where everyone was married or the only couple who was childless by choice. Perhaps you were the focus of a very public scandal or did something unethical that others shunned you for. Being outside the group can be awkward. If you've spent any time at all with gifted students, you understand that their atypical development can lead to feelings of isolation. While others are texting friends until the wee hours of the morning, they may have their head buried under the covers with a flashlight reading their second novel of the day. While others are at the mall, they may be working on their latest invention or enjoying their free time working deeply alone on a passion project. I'm not saying that gifted students don't like typical activities that other students their age do, but the dopamine released in their brain when they're curious and engaged in something that they're interested in is a powerful motivator to continue working in their passion areas. As fierce allies to gifted learners, it's our responsibility to help heal the awkward heart, and this can be accomplished through empathy. The servant leader has the ability to transform the awkwardness, misunderstood gifted student, and help them to feel like they're part of a classroom community. When we ride with other families, it's inevitable that everyone in the group is at a different ability level on their bike. This may come from lack of experience with certain terrain, lack of hours on the bike, or simply lack of talent. Frankly, some people are naturals, like my youngest son. He rode a bicycle without training wheels before the age of 3 and was riding a little motorcycle after that. This kid is wired to ride. He has little difficulty with difficult obstacles and has absolutely no fear. His friend, on the other hand, is much more cautious and doesn't like the embarrassment associated with falling. This young man has less riding experience, especially over obstacles, and is riding a motorcycle that's more difficult to maneuver. When my youngest rides with his friend, it's the ultimate exercise in empathy. My youngest is a talented rider, and it can be difficult for him to see the trail through the eyes of his friend. What seems like an easy obstacle to my youngest son can seem dangerous to his buddy. What seems like coaching from dad to my son makes no sense to his buddy. We're teaching our boys to listen to their heart and use that to see the situation from their friend's point of view. With different levels of talent, the trail is a very different experience. A fist bump goes a long way in promoting positive changes you notice as a parent, teacher, or school leader. Empathy is the ability to put themselves into another person's shoes so they can recognize the uniqueness of others. If you're a teacher working with gifted students and you're not gifted yourself, these students may be difficult to understand because they have unique academic as well as social and emotional differences that make them different than their age-appropriate peers. Academically, gifted learners are coming to the classroom frustrated because they're constantly being denied their basic right to an equitable education. They want to learn something new every day, just like their peers, and their teachers have not been trained on how to differentiate effectively to meet this basic need. Socially and emotionally, they're facing feelings of isolation, and they're insecure because they're different than their peers. And being different in a society where conforming is paramount as an adolescent is very confusing. They're also dealing with heightened sensitivities, issues of perfectionism, and perhaps even underachievement. These things could be crippling. And with an increased risk for depression and suicide, we really need to take care of the hearts of our gifted students. This isn't even taking into account the students who are profoundly gifted. They have the most difficult time of all because the curriculum doesn't fit. They tend to be introverts, and finding an intellectual peer is very, very difficult, if not impossible. Teachers and parents can become fierce allies to gifted learners and help in the area of empathy. Here are 2 strategies I like to use to serve my students. First, believe in the students, even when they don't believe in themselves. That's the role of an empathetic teacher. When a teacher notices a child's potential, they can help them reach the next level of development. Secondly, help them to have empathy for others through deep discussions and encourage them to listen with their eyes, ears, and hearts. Using book characters to practice empathy is a solid strategy, and there are some excellent examples of this in Halstead's book, Some of My Best Friends Are Books, Guiding the Gifted Reader. Today I challenge you to become an empathetic listener. Listen with your eyes, your ears, and your heart, and realize that these students need you. When you empathize deeply, you create a classroom community where students will empathize with one another. This will lead to healing the hearts of gifted students across the planet. One of the greatest gifts you can offer is to inspire others by sharing your ideas. Today, I challenge you to share how you practice empathy using the Gifted Resources hashtag. Share with us how you practice empathy in your own classroom and in your home. Joining the conversation is how you can make a difference in the field of gifted and talented education. Thank you for the contributions that you're making in the lives of gifted students. This is Dr. Brandy Maynard from giftedresources.com. I challenge you to inspire others and do great things. Bye for now.